Good morning. All right, let's talk products. We hear a lot about AI, a lot of theory around. Where the rubber hits the road is the products. So in this session, we're going to talk about products. So what I want to focus on here primarily is talk about applications, talk about AI's applicability in the context of business. And we'll focus on some of the things that we have done briefly, but most of the focus is going to be on what's new, what's coming. I'm going to split my session into two. Focus on the AI front, what's new in AI, and then we'll talk about what's new on the app side. We're launching a few new apps, as you can expect from Zoho. So let's start with the first section. What's new in AI? Well, we have been doing this for well over a decade. 2015, 20 is when we launched some of our initial set of products. We have been working on several models, small, narrow, medium, and all of that. And then LLMs came, and that kind of raised the bar a little bit, and there is a value to each of those. And AI has been part of Zoho for a very, very long time. As Tony mentioned, we branded Zia, Zoho's intelligent assistant. There are three aspects to Zia. I'm going to expand on each of these. We'll go into detail, maybe with an example or two in each of these areas. So let's start with Zia. What is Zia? It's basically intelligence that is sprinkled across Zoho. In a lot of cases, there's a lot of intelligence that is built into Zoho that you may not even realize that it's powered by AI, but it is sprinkled throughout Zoho. And that's how technology should be. The technology, in this case, particularly AI, should be contextually sprinkled inside the product, integrated inside the product, so you don't even realize that you're using AI. That's how we define it as the best usage of AI, is when you as a customer do not even know that you are using AI. And so we have embedded this across the board within Zoho, and there are hundreds of such contextual integrations that are integrated. You don't realize it partly because we don't nickel and dime you to charge you for every single AI piece out there. They are just contextually embedded and offered for you as part of your subscription. And you can see a bunch of those, hundreds of them, across the board, across various applications. You may say, hey, I went to a Starbucks, picked up a coffee, and take the receipt, take a photo of the receipt, and it's automatically added to expense. Well, you don't realize that there is an AI engine that is in the background scanning that receipt, automatically entering it as an expense, so you don't have to manually do it. Again, it's AI at work, but you don't realize it. That is contextual integration and contextual intelligence. We have several such things sprinkled across the board. I thought I'll probably show you just a couple, and then we can talk about a few. Let's see. We'll take a look at maybe a couple of examples. Okay, let's look at mail. This is Zoho Mail. Most of you are familiar with it. If not, it's a powerful email system for your business. If you look at this email, just the fact that this particular email system loaded up, there is an AI at work, because it is our phishing email or phishing ML model that is automatically detecting if that email is a real email versus phishing email. When you see, let's say, an email, when you click on any particular email, you'll notice several aspects of it. Let's pick a simple email. In this case, I have an email here with an attachment. The fact that the attachment made it to your inbox, it already went through several AI layers. It went through our security layer. It went through malware detection layer, the virus layer. All of those are automatically embedded, but you don't even see it. Similarly, if you compose an email, you think it's straightforward. But the moment I hit, let's say, a single letter to type in, to address someone, the sorting of the contacts here is powered by AI because it is basically based on your recency, your proximity, and various other factors out there. AI, we have built a work graph that automatically knows, understands who you're referring to, who you work with, and who you're working with recently, who is part of your team. Based on that, it makes a suggestion just with that, just when you type that letter in the to section of your compose window. AI is embedded there. So like that, AI is sprinkled throughout the application, but you don't know, you don't realize it. Of course, there are explicit ways you can ask AI to generate content and all of that, but that has always been there. Similarly, here I have a simple document, and maybe I want to save this document to work drive. I'll pick maybe one of the folders, just add it to the document, and it's added to work drive. Work drive is our online storage system, and you have, it's a powerful system out there. Again, it goes through the same scanning engines as you add files to work drive. You received an email, you're adding it, and it goes through the ML model so that your files are secure. Now, let's say you have a document. You open a document. In this case, it opens in Zoho Writer, word processor. Simple document. But again, AI is embedded in here where once you load the document, you can ask Zia, and Zia will give you the quality of the writing. If there are any spelling errors, it highlights those, gives you a tag cloud of whatever you have. So AI is thoroughly embedded contextually, where you don't think about it as AI, but it is embedded to provide value for your business. Then there are cases where you can go even one step further. There are areas where here I have a contract. I have a contract from some of the vendors, probably 20 plus pages. What I can do is I can ask AI some questions. Hey, in this case, I'll say, what is the insurance terms in this contract? So I can ask Zia, and Zia will analyze it and give you that information. I'm doing AI live demos. You don't see those often because that is the reason you see a lot of these are recorded, because it's risky. And so we said, well, we'll do it live because we have them in the products anyway. Some of these work. Most of these should work. If not, it's what it is. And that's the nature of AI. So we see this regularly. Now, if you look at this question, insurance terms, now it is able to go and get the details about the insurance terms as well. And when you have longer contracts, particularly the ones that runs into tens of pages, now you can chat with documents, chat with Zia that will analyze the document and give you the information about it. Sometimes you may want to chat with a single document. Maybe other times, what if you want to group them into multiple folders? So we are soon going to be releasing what we call as Zia Hubs. Hubs is an aggregated folder where you can put a lot of your information into a hub. And now you can ask questions on that aggregated data. You can say, hey, I want to create a hub for all my contracts that I have signed with my customers. You can put them in a hub and ask AI some questions. So in this case, let's say I have a few marketing, or actually a contract sub with a few contracts. Now I can ask Zia, maybe what are the contracts, what contracts are expiring, or maybe in this case I'll say what contracts auto-renew, because you see those catches all the time. So, it's a very simple query. Let's see if it works. But we are into this age where, contracts simply auto-renew, and oftentimes we forget about it, and it auto-renews for another year. But what if you ask AI to help you with that? What if you ask AI to determine what contacts auto-renew and get to it. In fact, it found auto renewal contract. It found something. In fact, it found it in the marketing and consulting agreement here. Now, where exactly did it find it? It also gives you the sources. Now, if I click on any of these sources, it'll take you to that particular section of Zia, that particular section of the document, and highlights it. You can take all your contracts, put it in a Zia hub, and imagine the scenarios possible. We are expanding the usage even further. We're going to say, find all the contracts that auto-renew, and 30 days before the auto-renewal, add a calendar event on my calendar so that I can negotiate, discuss, and add a follow-up item. Those things are very much possible. So that's one example. Let's look at another example, like a tech town hall. We host these town hall sessions every week, and Sridhar particularly hosts those every week within the company. And if you are hosting something like that, imagine taking all of those recorded videos, recorded sessions, and putting it in a Zia hub. Now I can ask something like, hey, what are the top topics discussed in town hall? So obviously in this case, Zia analyzes all the videos. Previously we looked at the documents. Now Zia analyzes the videos, looks at various aspects of it, which means it is automatically doing the transcripts, analyzing it, and gives you a summary. Hey, well, looks like the top topic here is the topic Tony discussed, and Sridhar often talks about, which is the hallucinations of 2024 and the reality of 2025. Well, that's one hub. Now, you can apply these examples across the board. We're doing a few things here as well. Imagine a support system. Every day you receive support calls from your customers. If you're using a system like Zoho Voice, you may be recording those. Zoho Voice has an option to record these audio calls for quality purposes. Take those audio calls, dump it into a hub. Now ask some questions. That might give you some insights. In fact, here I have several audio recordings. I can ask a question like, hey, what are the top questions asked by my customers? So now that analyzing that audio works the same way as analyzing text as well. In this case, the technology is something that we have built in-house, and all of this is hosted within Zoho. Now, it not only analyzes the data, it gives you the top questions, and more importantly, it gives you the sources. At any point of time, I can click any of these sources and go to the point at which that particular topic was discussed. In this case, it highlighted the sections right here so that you can go to that particular piece and see what questions and what the discussion was on this. Imagine multiple scenarios. Zia Hubs is going to be going live soon. Imagine multiple scenarios possible in your business. We are doing a few things where we have taken some audio calls with our customers, put them in a Zia Hub, and we are asking Zia to generate a BRD, a business requirements document. Now, once you have the BRD, now we are taking it one step further. We are integrating that BRD in Zoho projects. So, meaning we are taking the BRD document that Zia has generated from all of those audio files, and we are providing the option to add it to Zia in projects. So it takes that business requirements documents, and based on the requirements, it automatically tries to create a project. A project is created, tasks are created, and all of this are automatically generated for you. That's, again, the goal here with AI is to elevate your productivity. So if you can be 20%, 30% more productive, then that will be mission accomplished. Over a period of time, you may see a series of these 20% here, 20% there accumulate together. That's where the productivity will go to multiples rather than percentages. And as Tony said, we are still in the early stages of this, but what we are focusing on is to boost your productivity in each of these areas so that you as a user gets more value out of the tools that you're using and makes you more productive. The same way, we are doing it in CRM too. We recently launched something called CRM for Everyone as a preview, and starting today, CRM for Everyone is available to everyone. And the concept is simple. Historically, CRM was rationed, partly because the pricing was high. It's not just the sales team that needs customer data. There are other members within an organization that needs customer data. Your finance team needs customer data, particularly to accept payments. Your support team needs customer data. Your legal team may need customer data to review some contracts. But the kind of information needed by each of these teams is slightly different. So we said, why can't we create a set of features so that everyone in an organization that needs access to that piece of information, customer information, that is unique to them, can we create a CRM that is optimized for it? And that's what we did with CRM for Everyone. And we also priced it that way. So we have an aggressive pricing for those. But as we started rolling out, we have noticed a lot of people were using CRM to access the customer data, and their requirements kept on piling up. And they say, hey, we want to make it even further, even easier to extend the CRM for their own use. That is where AI can come in as well, where we are bringing in a few aspects of AI into CRM, making it easy for them to extend the capabilities of CRM. And as several people within the organization use them, they may want to customize the CRM. They may want to design it for their own use. How do they do that? Well, I want to show you a quick example on something like this. Let's say here, this is CRM for Everyone. You see various modules. If you are each of these teams, you can go to the respective section and you'll see the modules that are relevant to you. In this case, let's say I'm into legal. I'm part of the legal team, and I have a lot of modules that were pre-shared. But then my focus is on reviewing contracts, but I don't see a contracts module. What if I want to create a contracts module? It's actually fairly simple. You go to settings and go to the modules and fields section, and now you have a new option called create modules using Zia. Now, let's try to do it live. Let's say I want to create a contracts module where I can upload contracts and associate them to deals. Now, let's see if Zia recognizes this concept and see if it can help me create a contracts module. Historically, what creating a module meant dragging various fields, creating everything from scratch, renaming and all of those. But if Zia can help boost that productivity, make it easy, gives you a jump start, then that's a productivity boost. In this case, Zia created a module, called it a contracts. It has a few fields here, the contracts name, contracts owner, contracts ID. These are all the standard ones. But as you can imagine, I said I want the option to upload a contract. I click on it, and it has the details. And note that it also brought in the permission structure in place where you can decide who can read, who can write all of these as well. You can change all of these factors. And note that I told Zia that I want to link it to a deal. So it created a lookup field to associate that to a deal as well. Once that is done, Now I say create, and that basically creates a module. Now I can go back to CRM, see the contracts module created, and now I create a contract. This is how quickly it is to create modules out there. What if you want to do that? That is where we introduced Canvas earlier. Canvas enables you to create some custom designs. In this case, this is a custom design that was created with Canvas. Instead of a standard boring view without any images, you can use Canvas to design your thing. But what if I want to create my own design? What if my designer gave me a design and I want to apply that here? We are introducing something new here where I can create a new view. In this case, I have a list of vehicles, and I'm going to ask Zia, I'm going to take Zia's help to design something. So here, I'm browsing a file. Let's look for a simple design file here. This is a design I got from my designer. I want the vehicle listing to be this way. So I select the design, and I can crop it, edit it. If I don't want any of these images, I can remove it. But for now, let's keep this one. And this is the design, which is an image, I get it. And then I import it. What Zia does is tries to convert that image into a design that you can edit. This is what Zia did. It imported that image. Now it broke it up into individual chunks. And each of these are editable. But then this is just image that is associated, that is brought in. What does it have to do with CRM? Well, you should be able to associate these with the fields within the CRM too. How do you do that? Well, you can take Zia's help too, where you can let Zia associate the fields because it knows the context. It knows that you are in the CRM, you are in the vehicles module, and tries to do the association. And it has already done the association here. Now, in this case, I can say show all labels, and I notice that it has associated a few things. This is the year, this is the vehicle make, and all of that. Now, if I want to change something, tweak something, I can do that. So in my case, instead of the tech, if I want to change the field to some other field in your CRM, you can always change the field. And here I say, maybe I want the vehicle model here, and I include that. And maybe I can design it here. So for this particular field, I'll expand it a little more and maybe make it bold, probably. Yeah, let's make it bold. Let's give it a flashy color and see how it looks. Now let's preview it. Quickly, this is how your design looks. Give it a name, my new vehicle design, save it, and you have a new design applied to CRM right away. What you're seeing is a simple image to design creation process. You don't have to be a designer. Zia helps you take a simple image, import it, and it does most of the work. You just need to tweak it and give it some direction out there. These are a couple of examples on how Zia can contextually help you with several things out there. So, unlike other vendors, all the things that you see here are available for free in your existing subscription. As I said earlier, and as Tony mentioned, we deliver value. We are not in the nickel and dime business, and we are including most of these AI features, in your existing subscription. So now that we looked at Zia, let's look at Ask Zia. What's the difference? What is Zia versus Ask Zia? Zia automatically and contextually is built in, while Ask Zia is used when you want to interact with it, when you want to ask Zia some questions. It's an interactive Zoho agent to assist you. So if you want something to be done, you can ask Zia to do it. So how do we, let's take a look at it. Let's go back to the same CRM example and maybe ask Zia a few things. We talked about Zia helping you design and create a module. but as a user, you want to do more with it. Let's say you want to create a workflow. In that case, you can ask Zia. So Ask Zia can perform actions. Let's give it a try. Let's say I want to create a workflow, and maybe I'll say, send me an email notification whenever a deal is closed whose value is greater than, say, 50,000. Let's see what Zia does. Zia analyzes it. As you see, it notice that I'm talking about the deals module. It is detected that module, and the trigger is a deal is closed, and his value is 50K. It recognizes it. It is configuring the action, and it says it is configured and finalizing the workflow, and the workflow is named, and it gives it a name. You want to verify it? Click on this, and you'll see the workflow. And this is the workflow Zia automatically created. Simple, powerful. And note that it did not activate it automatically. You as a human has to verify it, and you activate it. In fact, there are other capabilities that are embedded too. Here I'm sending an email notification. In fact, you can also ask Zia to suggest when to send that email. And there are a lot of intelligence that goes into it as well, because the target or the destination who you're sending it to might be in a different time zone. And Zia uses its intelligence to automatically schedule that email based on that as well. So that is also integrated into Zia. So that's a simple way where you can create a workflow with Zia. What other things can Zia do, Ask Zia do? Well, let's give it another try. Let's say this time, let's create a report. I want to create a report. Let's create a report of all the vehicles sold whose value is greater than, say, maybe 40,000, right? Let's see if it works. Again, AI, never know. But let's see what Zia is doing. In this case, it's analyzing my question, and it started a session. I'm not touching the screen here. Zia started a session, selecting the module, selecting the appropriate things to do. So it selected the AI vehicles module. Let's see what it does. It's continuing. It's going to the columns, selecting the appropriate columns. Let's see. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And it's configuring a filter. It's adding a filter. Unit price is greater than 40K. And it's giving it, let's see if it will give it a name. It's giving it a name. Now let me take control here. Look what I did. I'm taking control from Zia. Now instead, I'm going to give it a name. I'll call it vehicle report. Maybe I'll call it luxury vehicle report, whatever. Because I don't know what it'll name, but I want to define what that name is. Now I'll say, okay, why don't you continue? So I'm going to ask Zia to continue and let it create that report for me. It takes it up, goes to the appropriate folder, and then creates the appropriate report. And so let's see, yeah, it did it, and that's it. It created a report. Want to see what it created? Go to the link. This is the report it created, where the value is greater than a certain amount, and it automatically obtained that for me. A simple way to create that report. All of this technology hosted within Zoho, and it's available now for you to play with in your account, of course, for free. Now, imagine this technology applied to various use cases. I think that is where it gets very interesting. When Zia can do for you, what Zia can do for you varies based on the context. Now, next time, imagine the same technology in the context of onboarding, where if new employee doesn't know what to do, well, you can ask Zia to teach the employee. And not every application has an API. Whenever there is no API, Zia can do it for you, navigating the UI. So we are developing this technology, going deep, and it is going to be integrated across various applications. But this is Zia in the context of CRM. That is, you're asking Zia to do something. You can ask other things too. And Tony talked about the analytics system and the search system. We have been investing in Zia Search for a while, and all of those come together, and you can interact with Zia in several ways. Let's look at another example. Here, I'm in mail. You can be anywhere. I'm in mail. I'm asking Zia. I have Ask Zia embedded here. I can ask Zia anything. So maybe let's start something. What are the important things I should know since my vacation? You come back from vacation, you have no idea what changed, what to prioritize. You have a bunch of emails sitting around, some documents to sign, some require your approval. Can Zia help you with that? That's an option, where you need a system that connects to multiple subsystems, multiple applications across the board, looks at all of that data, analyzes it, and understands what is important, and it should give you a summary of it. And here, let's see what I came up with. Here's a digest of important updates. Urgent action needed. Some email needs my approval. In this case, I have some high priority open tickets. I have some tasks. And so some issue with FindPick are currently pending. And then there are some communication updates. There are some support tickets. So I can dig into any of these. So in this case, for example, there are 5 tasks pending for FindPick. Let's say, give me more details about FindPick. So let's see what it does. In this case, you're basically asking some details about FindPick and what you can understand, and later you can dig into it. And obviously, Zia should understand that FindPick is a customer. Based on that, it may link me to CRM. It may aggregate the information and give me a summary. All of this is dynamic. So what is done is, in this case, Zia got me information about there are few tasks pending in Zoho projects, some support tickets from desk. There are some deals that are currently working in the works in CRM, and there are some recent emails as well, and there are some upcoming events. All of that data aggregated, pulled together, and displayed to you. Now I know that there are some issues that needs my attention. Maybe I want to get a little more understanding on any existing deals or with FindPick. So maybe I'll say, hey, what is the revenue from FindPick? Maybe create a chart for me, maybe split by deal stage. Let's see if it'll work. So I'm asking Zia to get me some revenue information. In that case, it gathers the appropriate information from the appropriate source, and it dynamically created this. This is a dynamic chart that is created right now. And of course, I can maybe choose to change the chart type and pick a different one. Or if I'm too lazy, I can say, give me a pie chart instead. Let's see. And again, the same query, it goes back, creates a pie chart, and gives you that information. Now, I've been dealing with FindPick earlier. I've interacted with them earlier. Now, let me go back and say, who are the contacts in FindPick? So in this case, these are the people that are associated with the company called FindPick, and I want to see their information. And it pulls up some information, and I can look at any of their profile. In this case, it is taking me to the CRM because that particular person is in CRM. At any point of time, I can click here and go to CRM and go to the details about that particular user as well. Those details are deeply linked. Now here, I have 3 different users, and I have a summary of it. But I don't want just this piece of information. What if I want more info? Well, maybe I can ask Zia to generate a dashboard dynamically for this particular user. So Zia is dynamically creating a dashboard for me where it gets me open tasks from projects, upcoming events, all the email interactions from Zoho Mail, any upcoming events that are scheduled in calendar, related bugs, any tickets that they have raised by this particular user. A dashboard is dynamically created, and it generated an insights for me that is very, very specific to me, all dynamically created with a simple click. So that's one. Now, what if I say, okay, I know my contacts, but I've seen that they have raised a lot of tickets. What if I want to get some details about the tickets? Show me the tickets from FinePick. Now, obviously, it has to understand that tickets means, desk tickets. It could be backstage tickets for events, but it has to understand the context. In this case, it understands the context. It got 33 tickets. Maybe that's probably too many here to go through. But I can ask it to give me just a high priority tickets too, and it'll get me just the high priority open tickets. At any point, I can click on the preview of this. I can change the owner of the ticket. I can launch it in a new window where it'll directly take me to desk and dig into it. Now, I looked at the tickets. Now I want to do something with it. I want to meet them. Say, are there any meetings scheduled with FinePick? Now, in this case, it'll basically go and fetch if there are any meetings. It'll go to Zoho Calendar and try to get those, or it could be in CRM. If they're in both places, it brings it, aggregates it, and gives you the meeting information. In this case, it's from CRM. It happened, the meeting happened this week, maybe, and it also provides a summary of it. What if I want to create an event? Say, create an event with all contacts in FinePick for, say, next Monday at 10 a.m. So I can ask Zia to take actions as well. In this case, Zia is analyzing that request, and it understands, and it basically created this event. It understands that there are several people involved, and I can edit it, I can add additional people, and then create an event. And if I'm traveling, I can say, hey, send an email to my travel desk to, say, arrange my travel, and basically say, I prefer to stay at a particular location. I'll call it Marriott. So give it a name. All the details are provided, and it creates a simple email, and you can send it off. But the idea here is simple. Zia is your assistant. Zia can boost your productivity. And Ask Zia is a way to interact with Zia to make sure that you boost your productivity. And that is Ask Zia. Now, each of these innovations that you see that enable several possibilities, given the range of applications we have, it opens up a ton of possibilities. We see thousands of use cases here, and all of those are going to be added to the Zoho system, and that is what we have been working on. So Ask Zia will be contextually embedded across various Zoho applications. And in this case, you have seen it embedded within Zoho Mail. You can access it from Zia Search as well, search.zoho.com, and others. Now let's shift to the third aspect of Zoho, Zia agents. Agents are bots, but with reasoning skills and the ability to do things. You put it that way. And the reasoning skills are important. Those are typically powered by LLMs. And agents have certain tools so that they can do things. So obviously, the hype is really ahead of reality here. Not every bot is an agent. Not every agent is useful. In our case, our focus has been on a certain things. Today, if you look at the agent market, the way I would phrase it is good from far. Demos look good, but it's far from good when it comes to practicality. And we are focusing on pragmatic agents and agents that we can use on a daily basis. So let's take an email. How many of you in the room have zero inbox, 100 emails? No. Congratulations, we have one person here, right? Well, sometimes you may want to maybe a little help, and we are rolling out a cleanup agent. So I'm going to show you how some of the cleanup agent works, where you can, in mail, you can go to a cleanup agent and takes Zia's help to cleaning up some emails, especially if it has taken up a good chunk of your inbox and you want some help with cleaning those heavy emails up. And you can ask Zia to suggest you which mailbox are taking up which mails and from whom they are taking up a good amount of your storage. You can look at those options, and Zia can help you identify those, and then you can choose to delete them, keep them, archive them, all of those. So like that, you can also take Zia's help to set up some automatic rules, and Zia can do it. Like, for example, if you keep receiving newsletters, maybe you can set up a rule that says, I want to delete all the newsletters that are over than a year. Things like that. So Zia can help you with several things when it comes to newsletters. But there are other aspects Zia can be very helpful. Other kinds of agents we are working on. Let me show maybe another agent or so. So let's go back to one of these emails. We are working on security, and the important agent that we're working on, we call it threat mitigation agents. Very often, we receive malware in our emails. Not every threat is identified because the signatures are published late or whatever. Sometimes some of those go through. When they go through, Zia may detect that, hey, there is a malware that went through, you may want to look into it. So we have created a threat mitigation agent in the context of email that automatically sends out an email. So in this case, a Zia security system has identified a zero-hour threat, and it sends details and email to the administrators. Now, I can zoom in, look into the incident details, and this is where the Zia agent comes in, and it gives you the details of it. In this case, it says the email was delivered, the Zia agent identified a risk, and then they notified the super admin. And it also gets you the details on the users that received the email with that particular malware. And there are some users that reported that it could be malware, but then there are some users that automatically downloaded that malware. And now Zia will tell the administrators what to do and some recommendations. In fact, it can go one step further, and it also gives you suggestions on where you can create a security rule. Security rule saying that, hey, any email that is received from this particular email address or IP address, you may want to block it. Or you may want to send out a warning email as well, because it recognizes that there are 3 people who already received that particular email. It can auto-generate a warning email and identify those people and say, in this case, these are 3 affected users. I'm going to send this email. It composed the email for me. I can simply send that, and so that those users are aware of that threatware. Now, there's more to it, but you can, in fact, go to the security dashboard. We call it the SOC dashboard, where you see several threats that are neutralized. There are details about the incidents, and of course, the ongoing fight with the malwares and phishing challenges with that when it comes to email are all automatically logged. And this is part of Zoho Mail, and Zia integrates into that as well. Again, a simple agent, but powerful agent when it comes to the security side. That is a threat mitigation agent. That's another agent we are working on. Another third agent probably we can look at is, let's say, a meeting agent. Every day we get into meetings, and there's a lot of information that Zia can help you. In this case, I have a meeting schedule, and this is to discuss some partnership. And this, I receive a meeting invite, and I want Zia's help, see if it can get me more information about it. And if I enable Zia agent here on the side, Zia agent analyzes this information and automatically gives me a summary of it. In this case, it is related to that sponsorship. It got information on who the attendees are, but more importantly, it got information from a support ticket, and they probably attached some kind of a document there that had information. But for my convenience, it obtained the sponsorship levels, sponsorship benefits, and gave me a summary of what that meeting is about. In fact, I can go to the ticket number, and it'll take me, in this case, it'll take me to desk, where it has some sponsorship information. Somewhere in there, there is an attachment that has the details about the sponsorship. A simple way to help with your meetings. In fact, meeting agent can help you before the meeting, during the meeting, and also after the meeting. So before the meeting, it basically prepares you for that meeting. Just like we looked at the Ask Zia as well. You can also ask Zia to prepare you for this meeting, or you can ask your meeting agent to prepare you for this meeting as well. So I can look at, let's say, a different meeting here. I have, let's say, car lease consultation, or I can look at maybe a follow-up meeting. In each of these cases, let's pick a different one. I'm revising agreements. Now, in this case, this is with a customer. I ask the meeting agent, and the meeting agent automatically summarizes that meeting. In this case, these are certain attendees that are going to be part of meeting. And then this is regarding the sales and service agreement. And I get the details, the payment terms, details obtained from that particular document. If the meeting is with a customer, it'll be a different details. And if it is related to project, then you can automatically look at the project from where it looks like this is an expired meeting. And I can look at some of the projects and go back in there and look at that project details. And if it is related to, let's say, a CRM, then you have the CRM details obtained and contextually presented. So the meeting details are obtained contextually, and the meeting agent helps you prepare for the meeting. During the meeting, it's a little tricky to start a meeting here live, but during a meeting agent takes notes for you, creates the actions, and it listens to it, and it can help you with various things. And of course, there are a lot of other AI technology embedded in our meeting applications, like echo cancellation and whatnot. Now, after the meeting, Zia automatically sends out meeting notes as well. In fact, so in this case, to the host receives the meeting notes from Zia. So in this case, from this particular agent, it gives me a minutes of the meeting with a summary agenda, the discussed points, and all of those as well. In fact, I can even ask Zia to summarize that email, which is available pretty much in all emails. So the summary of the meeting being summarized here. Now, if you want to get more details of this meeting, you can take a note of those. Click on that note, and then in this case, it's an audio meeting. An audio meeting that has details about the meeting, but more importantly, the meeting notes are conveniently provided here. And as you see, there are also timestamps here. When I click on this particular timestamp, it takes me to that particular portion of that particular meeting time and highlights that. You can always go take a look at the timestamp and see the entire transcript, including the timestamp. Clicking on the timestamp takes you to the appropriate location. Or you can even ask Zia to summarize the entire transcript, and it gives you a good summary of that instead of having to read through the entire thing. And not everyone, at least me, is into reading long pieces of text. Some of us are very visual. What if you want a visual representation of the meeting itself? So Zia can help you create a mind map for this meeting as well. You click on the meeting, and Zia creates a mind map. Now, these are the topics that were discussed, and move here. I want to focus on what are the decisions that are made, and in this case, looks like there is some kind of clear assignment of action items. I can click on it, and then Zia automatically generates the details of that particular action item for that particular topic that you selected. And then it is a clear, in this case, these are the discussion points. It gives you a summary of all of those. If I want to talk about a different topic, I can go to some of the discussed points, any of these here, and then I want to focus on launch readiness, and then Zia will get you a summary on what was discussed for launch readiness in the context of that particular meeting. And this capability, except the mind maps, is live starting today. Mind maps is going to be rolled out fairly soon. And if you use Zoho Meeting, in fact, you can go to Zoho Meeting, your list of meetings, go to your past meetings, and you'll see a notes section very soon. Once you click on those notes, you will see the same functionality available, and you can launch or open these in a meeting, and you'll see the same details, mind map, all of those will work as well. Again, this is a meeting agent in that context. But you get the idea. Most of these agents that we are working on are the ones that are practical, that we can use on a daily basis. And that has been our focus here. And Zoho is going to have several pre-built agents as well. Like, wouldn't it be good to have an agent that can help you with your RFPs and, more importantly, expenses, right? And similarly, on the HR side, you want an agent that can help you do some background checks. A legal assistant that summarizes those lengthy contracts. There are a ton of use cases out there. There are tens of agents that we plan to roll out fairly soon, sometime this year, and there are going to be more and more agents that will come as well. So, but then these are the agents that Zoho is launching. What if you want to create your own agent? That's where Zoho can help there as well. And we're going to be launching Zoho Agent Studio. Agent Studio is a low-code, no-code app that can help you create agents. And it is a multi-agent platform, meaning once you create an agent, that agent can work with several other agents, and you benefit from agent collaboration. The agent is as powerful as the skills it has, the flexibility of LLMs it has, or the tools it has at its disposal. At Zoho, we have a wide range of tools available. Of course, there are APIs. Of course, there are tools like Zoho Flow that connects with hundreds of third-party vendors. There are tools like RPA, robotic process automation, that is available as a tool for agents disposal, and Catalyst and several other services where you can execute some custom functions within the Zoho platform. All those tools are available for agents use, and you can use that to create your own custom agent for your business. An agent can be powerful based on the LLM we use, and for that, we also built what we call as AI Bridge, where if you want to use a third-party LLM, we integrate with several third-party LLMs as well. And Zoho also has hosted several LLMs, and those are available for you to use as well. Eventually, we'll enable you to bring your own LLM down the lane as well. But that AI bridge makes it possible. So once you have the AI bridge there, and once you create an agent, some agents can be deployed as digital employees. There are advantages to this, partly because our systems are designed and optimized to put governance in place for employees. Now, if you put agents and deploy agents as a digital employee, the same governance can be applied to agents as well. And because we do Zoho Directory, we are able to deploy some of these agents as employees with the permissions structure and the system that you already have in place within the applications as well. So let's quickly look at how to create an agent. This is the early version of Zia agent. If I want to create an agent, well, again, you ask Zia. You can create it manually and make it, but when you have Zia, why not go with it? In this case, I'll say, okay, I want to create an SDR agent to qualify my leads. That's not enough description. Let's see what it says. So I want to create an SDR agent, and now Zia says, to create SDR agent, what specific actions do you want to perform? Update lead status, create meetings, or send emails? Yeah, I think I actually want all of those. Yes, I want it to update, create meetings, send emails, and yeah, let's start there. So now in this case, I'm providing some details on the capabilities, keeping it simple for this demo. Now, this is what Zia did. Zia created an SDR agent, and then it took the instructions for me. In this case, it went with the Zia LLM. We have maybe, you can use third party as well. That is the Zia bridge AI bridge I was talking about. It's configured a few actions. Pretty much it's calling some of the API calls here. You can add your own actions as needed. You can add some RAG that is knowledge base to it, and you can simply create an agent. And that's it. That's how easy it is to create an agent. But creating an agent is only one part. What if you want to deploy it? Well, that's where the deployment comes in, where you can choose to deploy an agent here. And in this case, deployment is similar to how you deploy a person. In this case, do you want to provide agent access to your CRM system? And you want to provide you want to enable permissions for the agent to create an email. Once you enable those permissions, the idea here is to deploy an agent just like you would provision a person and provide the same roles and permissions just like you would deploy a person in your CRM system. Now, once an agent is created, you can also give an agent an email address, which it will create by itself, and now you deploy it. Once you deploy it, you can automatically create a workflow, just like we have seen earlier. You can create a workflow to automatically assign new incoming leads to that agent, let that agent qualify, and then the qualified leads are assigned to the account executive. That flow can be done. And of course, the agent is as good as the tools you provide and how detailed you get there. So we are also going to be rolling out Agent Marketplace, where you will see several of the agents that are created by Zoho, Zoho's partners in the ecosystem, and you can choose to publish your agents as well into the marketplace so that others can benefit as well. Those are the three things about Zia, Ask Zia, and Zia agents. One note is today, the AI market, certainly on the AI side, AI is token hungry. They need a lot of tokens, and tokens are GPU hungry, and GPUs are power hungry, and they're not just hungry, they're also thirsty, as Tony mentioned, and that's why vendors seem to be wallet hungry. We have to take a long-term approach to offer all these capabilities and include it as part of your existing subscription. That is a value play, and that is the long-term approach to AI, and we are focusing on delivering value and doing it the right way, and that is the approach to AI. Now, let's get to the second section. Are you tired yet? We'll keep this short. We have 3 new additions in terms of applications. The first one, Ula, is now available for enterprise. For those of you who are not familiar with Ula, Ula is our browser. A browser that focuses on security, privacy, and productivity. Today, most of the browsers we use in business, they aren't business ready. These are consumer browsers. They have tracking enabled. They are optimized to serve you ads. I say that because every browser company has an ad business model. What do you think they are doing? tracking you is part of their business model. So it is not, they are not incentivized to give you a private, secure working environment because their business model does not permit it. So, and as a result, browsers have large surface that can be attacked. Now, what we are doing is launching an ULA Enterprise. It is a browser that is optimized for businesses with a lot of protections that you would expect in a business. As a business, you may want to set up some policies. Well, ULA can help you with that. We can help you with DLP, that is data leak prevention. Very often, you'll see somebody taking a screenshot of your confidential data and leaking it. Unfortunately, that happens all the time. Well, with ULA, you can prevent that. Or another example, you'll be surprised how often websites try to access what's in your clipboard, even though it has nothing to do with whatever you have in your clipboard. They simply request access and they paste it and use that information in whatever purposes. You may have copied your credit card number or social security number for some purpose, and it may be in your clipboard, but next time you visit your browser, it is likely that information already went to that particular website. How can you be protected from that? Well, ULA Enterprise can help you restrict those as well. So there are things like that we have added in ULA where you can set up some policies that can stop it. So with ULA Enterprise, it has an option to provision ULA to your organization. You can manage various users and their devices. And in this case, I have 25 devices that are enrolled. And I can go to the policies. I can specify policies and say, I want to restrict downloads, I want to restrict clipboards, or you can even restrict clipboard access to certain groups within your company. Maybe the finance and legal, more sensitive, I want to disable copy-paste for a particular set of websites. You can stop screen capture restrictions or add watermarks to a certain set of users when they visit a certain set of websites and all of those. So there are a lot of privacy capabilities that we have added to ULA as well. In fact, like the data leak prevention is one, but we have added site restrictions, we have added extension management where you can restrict some, rough extensions that you do not want your employees to install. Managing bookmarks. Oftentimes there are bookmarks that you want to push automatically to your employees so that they don't come asking what is the link for your intranet and whatnot. You can automatically push those bookmarks, and there is a central policy area where you can configure all of these. And of course, as you can expect, we are going to include Zia into ULA as well. So I can ask Zia to help me with whatever in there. I can make some requests. I can say, what can you help with? And Zia will give you a few things. And Zia is gaining more and more skills as we speak. Currently, let's say, it can mute tabs. Very often we see some random video playing somewhere and you don't know what tab it is in, and you can just say, hey, mute all tabs. And ULA can quickly help you with that. Or I can say, so in this case, it looks like it did it for this particular tab. I don't have many tabs open. I can say group all my Zoho tabs. I'm sure if you're like me, you have several Zoho tabs open, and it automatically creates a group. And there are several other things ULA can help you with. But AI integrated into ULA, and there is more out there. That's ULA Enterprise launching. The second product we're launching is on the finance side. And to talk more about it, I would like to invite my colleague, Siva, who will provide you an idea about our finance product.
Thanks, Raju. Good morning, everyone. I can promise you that this is going to be a short break from Zia and AI. I think that's a welcome break. And before I start my session, before I get into the announcement part, let me just set the context. So we started working on this finance and operations suite about 17 years ago. Obviously, we started small. In fact, we started with a 2-member team, very small team with limited resources. And though we started small, the goal was very clear to us. We wanted to build a comprehensive finance and operations suite that is in-depth in functionalities and that can actually solve the customer problems end-to-end. So with this goal, we started, and this is the first domain that we focused on. So we started by focusing on billing. Today, I'm happy to say that we have a comprehensive set of products in billing, serving customers across all segments. In fact, we launched the enterprise edition of billing, and we have really, really large customers using this product. In fact, I remember one of our largest customers sends about 20 million invoices a year. And then we have the payables module. So we started with expense, now with travel, procurement, AP automation, cards, and all those. This is fast maturing into a full-fledged spend management suite. Then we have accounting and tax. We have our flagship product, Zoho Books there, which there are about 14 different country-specific editions, where actually the customers not only manage their accounting, but also can actually do all the way up to filing of their tax returns. Happy to say that in some of the countries that we play in, Zoho Books is fast becoming the standard in accounting software. Then we have inventory. Again, due to the lack of time, I'm not getting into the details of all this. Then we have inventory management, where actually we have order management, fulfillment, shipping, all that. Then commerce. Again, we help our customers on the commerce front as well. So we have Zoho Commerce to help on the online commerce. Then we have POS to manage the offline retail, and the marketplace to help you sell your products across all the channels. We recently launched payroll, the US edition of payroll. This is actually seeing excellent traction. So one thing that we see is like we have built a comprehensive suite, but as the products evolved, one thing that we realized is these products actually interface a lot with the banking or the financial services system. So one is actually to build the suite, and next is to see like what are the next things that we have to do. So modern day finance should not only focus on these suite of products, but it should also focus on bringing these two together, the financial services and the business finance. So what we realized is earlier, these systems actually used to operate in complete silos, be it the banking or the financial services and the business finance. So this actually caused a lot of pain points for our customers, like be it downloading the statement, be it reconciliation and all those things. So we felt like bringing it together can actually solve a lot of problems. And that is what we felt the modern day finance should focus on. So we made our attempt a few years ago. So we actually brought in this concept of connected banking, where we actually integrated with a lot of banks. We integrated with the banks, and we helped automate a lot of stuff. And again, this concept might not be new for a lot of you here. Again, but the point is, it's not just about connecting to a bank and doing some superficial things. So we actually went all the way, and we tried to embed banking into the business finance, and also the other way, that is embed business finance into banking. So what I mean by that is like you will be able to do most of your banking functions right from your business finance software. This is what we tried, right from your making payments to your vendor, adding a beneficiary to whatnot. And we also had some of the major banks which actually went ahead and integrated our product within their net banking suite. So a lot of things, like say for example, sending out an invoice can actually be done from the business finance itself. So it's not just about developing a pipe, that is having a pipe between these two systems. Our intention was actually to bring these two together, and that is what this announcement is going to be. We are launching our own payment products. So this is Zoho's own payment gateway. So the team has been hard at work for the last several years. So we are not just doing a high-level job. We are actually getting deep into payments, and we are deeply integrating this with the business finance suite that we already have, the finance and operations system we already have. And the best part is like, though we are launching the product today, we have given early access a few months ago to our customers. And I would say like this is one of the very few products which has several thousand customers. In fact, we have about 5,000 active customers using the product already. And there are millions of dollars in transaction value that flows through the product every month, several millions. So again, payments can actually mean different thing to different people. So just to define what we do, we actually help businesses accept payments from their customers, different payment methods. You can bring in all the complexity. So at a very high level, this is what the product does. So the definition is very deceptively simple. Under the hood, we do a lot of heavy lifting, right from doing a KYC, KYB to the business, identity verification, AML, sanction screening, complying with the various compliance and rules set forth by the card networks, by the banks, by the sponsoring banks, and all those things. Fraud, again, I'm not getting into all those details, but the point is we do a lot of heavy lifting in the background. And what sets us apart? Why should we actually be launching this product? So this is where I said like we will be able to solve a lot of problems by bringing the financial services and the business finance together. So that's our vision. So what are the things that we think we can do better? First, the payment success rate. With better AI models, working closely with the issuers, we actually feel we can actually bring in a better success rate. Again, we have been into business for a very long time. With the data that we have, we can actually complement this data or supplement this data with the payments, and we will be able to reduce the risk and fraud. Faster settlements, we know our customers better. So any customer who has been with us long, we know like wherever there is a reduced risk in settlement, we can actually do faster settlements, maybe the same day settlement or maybe immediate settlements. And this payment product, this payment capability is going to be natively integrated with various Zoho products. Obviously, we have a lot of use cases for accepting payments across the Zoho products, not specifically in the finance and operations feed, but also in products like, say, bookings, CRM, and a whole lot of products. So this is going to be natively embedded. That actually will bring in a lot of value. And obviously, we will be supporting all kind of payment workflows. Be it sending a payment link for accepting payments, sending out invoices, or sending recurring payments, or having a hosted page, or maybe developing a checkout to facilitate payment through e-commerce. So we'll be doing it end-to-end. Our goal is simple. We want to simplify payments for our customers, empower them with a lot of insights, and enable them to offer a seamless experience to their customers, thereby positively impacting both their top and bottom line. As always is the case with Zoho, this is just the beginning. So payments is the first product that we are launching in this financial services segment. So stay tuned for a lot more new products and updates. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Siva. I know we are running out of time. Quick 2 more minutes. We have one other addition to the product line, point of sale system. And this is one of those systems where if you have a retail store, you want a point of sale system, and we're going to be entering this market. And this is something we have been working for a while, and it is now available in the US as a preview. So please feel free to access this. And it comes with counter billing, mobile billing, and various other capabilities. And more importantly, it is integrated with our back office system, with our commerce, books, expense, payroll, and more, with Begin and other integrations coming soon. So to manage your entire store operations, this is a good product to look at. So you can access that through Zakya, ZAKYA.com/. starting today. So those are the 3 editions in terms of the applications. So I hope you get a high-level idea on some of the things we are doing on the AI front, as well as the app front. And certainly, as a company, we move at a fast pace. You see that with the range of products and the technology we have been developing, and we'll make sure that we keep you ahead in technology as well. With that, I want to thank you, and we'll see you around.